No one really tells you that the path to success is brutally lonely. Everyone loves to talk about the rewards, the cars, the lifestyle, the freedom, but no one tells you about the silence that comes before all of that. The silence of sitting in your room on a Friday night while your friends are out drinking. The silence of missing birthdays, parties, and endless group chats because you're too focused on building something that nobody else can see yet. Success demands isolation, not because you hate people, but because most people will never understand the depth of what you're chasing. When you decide to build something of your own, you immediately separate yourself from the crowd. You start to realize how many people are satisfied with mediocrity, how easily they settle, how quickly they quit, how comfortably they waste their potential. You stop relating to that, and when you stop relating, you start losing people. It's not personal, it's evolution. You're growing, and growth always creates distance. Some people will call you arrogant, obsessed, or too serious, but that's just their way of protecting their own comfort zone. The truth is, your ambition threatens them. It reminds them of everything they said they do but never did. You'll go through seasons where you question whether it's worth it. You'll feel like you're walking through fog, no validation, no reassurance, just blind faith. You'll miss the noise, the fun, the feeling of belonging, but if you push through that loneliness, you'll find something much more powerful, clarity, because when the distractions fade, you finally hear your own thoughts. You start to understand who you really are, what you value, and what you're willing to suffer for. The irony is, isolation isn't punishment, it's purification. It strips away everything fake, the fake friends, the fake priorities, the fake identity you wore to fit in. It leaves you with just yourself, raw, exposed, uncomfortable, and that's where transformation happens. That's where self-respect is built. So don't run from the loneliness, sit with it, learn from it. Because the truth is, every person you admire once walked that same empty path alone, misunderstood but determined. Success demands isolation because only in that silence do you become the kind of person who can handle what success truly requires. Everyone wants to talk about motivation, that rush you get after watching a YouTube video, reading a quote, or hearing someone say, "You can do it." But that spark fades fast. Motivation is like caffeine. It gives you a quick hit, then leaves you crashing. Discipline, on the other hand, is what builds empires. It's what separates the dreamers from the doers. Success isn't about feeling inspired all the time. It's about showing up even when you don't want to. Especially when you don't want to. There's this illusion that successful people wake up every day full of energy, passion, and purpose. They don't. Most days, they wake up tired, frustrated, maybe even doubting themselves. But they still do the work. They've trained themselves to stop negotiating with their emotions. They don't ask, "Do I feel like it?" They just get up and execute, because they understand that consistency beats intensity every single time. It's not about doing it perfectly once, it's about doing it imperfectly 1,000 times. Discipline is boring, it's repetitive, it's waking up early when no one's watching, it's saying no to short-term comfort for long-term gain. It's grinding when the excitement is gone and all that's left is routine. That's where most people quit. They chase the dopamine of progress, but when it slows down, they lose focus. They start looking for the next motivational fix instead of sticking with the process. But success doesn't reward the excited, it rewards the committed. Think of discipline as a muscle. You don't build it overnight. You build it every time you choose effort over excuses. Every time you show up on a bad day, you get stronger. Every time you do the work without applause, you become more dangerous. The world doesn't care how motivated you are, it cares about what you can produce when you're not. The truth is, the people you look up to aren't superhuman. They're just disciplined humans. They've mastered the art of doing what needs to be done, regardless of how they feel. That's why they win. So stop waiting for motivation to strike. It's unreliable, it's emotional, and it's temporary. Build discipline instead, because once you master that, success stops being a matter of if and becomes a matter of when. Most people chase success because they think it will solve all their problems. They believe that once they get the money, the body, the car, or the recognition, everything inside them will finally click into place. They think success is the cure, but it's not. It's the mirror. It doesn't fix you, it exposes you. It takes every weakness, every insecurity, every fear you've buried deep down, and it brings it right to the surface. When you're broke, when no one knows you, when you're still struggling, you can hide behind your excuses. You can blame the system, your circumstances, your upbringing. But when you start winning, when people start watching, when money starts coming in, when there's no one left to blame, that's when you really meet yourself. Success strips away the noise and leaves you face to face with the truth. If you were lazy before, success will amplify that laziness. If you were insecure before, success will magnify that insecurity. If you were unhappy before, it'll show you how money can't buy fulfillment. That's why you see so many people who reach the top and then destroy themselves through addictions, distractions, or self-sabotage. They thought success would fill the void, but instead it made the void impossible to ignore. Because the truth is, external success will never heal internal chaos. You can't outrun yourself. You can't build an empire on a foundation that's cracked. Eventually it collapses. Success puts you under a microscope. It tests your character in ways failure never could. When you have nothing, it's easy to stay humble, you don't have much to lose. But when you have power, wealth, and options, that's when your real values are revealed. Will you stay disciplined when comfort surrounds you? Will you stay grounded when people start praising you? Will you stay honest when no one's holding you accountable? These are the questions success forces you to answer. The irony is that most people chase success because they are trying to escape themselves. They want the noise, the movement, the constant grind, anything to avoid sitting still and facing their truth. But success removes all excuses. It gives you everything you thought you wanted, and then it whispers, "Now what?" And if you haven't built a strong identity, that question will destroy you. Because when the cars get old and the thrill fades, all you're left with is you. Real success isn't about adding things to your life, it's about stripping them away. It's about facing your demons before they follow you to the top. It's about building inner strength before you build external status. If you can't manage your emotions now, you won't manage a business later. If you can't lead yourself now, you won't lead a team later. Success doesn't make you a better person, it just magnifies who you already are. That's why self-awareness is everything. Before you chase the money, learn to understand yourself. Before you chase validation, learn to sit in silence. Before you chase success, learn to build integrity. Because if you skip those steps, success will expose every crack in your foundation. It'll show you what you've been avoiding, and it won't be gentle about it. You have to earn the right to handle success. You have to build the character to sustain it. That means dealing with your insecurities, your ego, your fears before the spotlight finds you. Because once it does, it's too late to hide. Success will make you visible to the world and to yourself. And that's not a bad thing, it's a gift. It forces you to grow. It forces you to confront the parts of yourself that were holding you back all along. So don't chase success to feel complete. Chase it to discover who you really are. Use it as a tool for self-awareness, not self-validation. Because when you finally realize that success was never meant to fix you, only to reveal you, that's when you become unstoppable. You stop needing success to define you. You start using it to refine you, and that's when you're truly free.